Oh, almost got me. Welcome. It's the 26th of August to 2021. There's so much going on. Anyone who's watchman out there knows that it's so hard to follow everything going on right now. But anyway, here's a few of them. Kamala Harris has toured Vietnam and Singapore, and she's done a terrible job there. Basically made it so Vietnam is drawn closer to China with her comments there, and that the Vietnam people will see that in that way too. Vietnam has said has made a note in its response after Kamala Harris, in front of its president, had some anti-Russian, anti-Chinese sentiments expressed. They made sure they put out a press release saying that they're want to keep close to China or whatever, trade and all that. And they want to accept medicines equilaterally or equivocally from both, right? So you can see that as long as there's some trade in medicine, everyone's fine, all angles, but there's definitely a rift forming, and she's been instrumental because she works for Rome, right? Rome runs China, Rome runs America, Rome runs Vietnam. And all the wars that happened throughout the time in between Vietnam and Cambodia and the resultant wars between Vietnam and China have only been to accomplish the strength of the Catholic system in Vietnam and Cambodia. It's already been established in China from the 1600s. They have statues of the Jesuits that were dealing with the emperor back then. The original Chinese people aren't even the people of the land. They're going thousands of years back anyway. So what else is going on? Russia's signed military deals with the Saudis. Russia's been moving down into what's it called, Latakia Air Base in Lebanon. It's been moving into Syria. We know from Ezekiel 38 that it's got conquest for prosperity ambitions. Now we've also got a gas field that's the Lebanese want to in Lebanese waters, which are undefined. They didn't establish them when they drew up the borders for the country. And the claimed oil fields go into Israel's territory, and Israel's oil fields are gas fields are right on their gas fields in the water too. So you can see when the word says that they'll come for a spoil, it's going to be about these sort of things. Now, no Western powers want to really invest in Lebanon at the moment while it's got Hezbollah problems and the government's weak. So the Lebanese government's looking to Iran to come and develop in those waters the gas, which is going to affect Israel's gas pipeline project with Greece to deliver gas to Europe. So you can see that's just one little spot. It's working up hot. Then you've got Kamala Harris doing the work of the Pope, getting them anti-American, because there's going to be a Chinese-Russian attack on America, Australia. All our government's going to be implicit. They've got to see how many they can get rid of with the squirt first, and then the next depop tool will be war. So Bennett's visiting America at the moment. I think there's going to be some sort of potential attack on Iran. We know Iran's one of the players that comes with Russia in Ezekiel 38. So whatever attack they mark on Iran, it's not going to be a completely devastational one. Israel's increasingly incurring into Syrian territories, which the Russians are now getting sick of. Well, not getting sick of, but they're now making statements about when they gave them permission to do that, to attack Iranian infiltration into Syria previously. Now they're starting to comment on the side of Syria like, Russian defense ministers, I think it was defense minister, was speaking, obviously for Russia, saying now the anti-aircraft system has been taking down so many of Israelis' missiles, right? Making a point of saying we're watching this, we're getting sick of this. We know that Russia will attack Israel at one point in the future. At the moment, I believe all of them in cahoots, but Putin has extra plans on top of what the Pope has, in my opinion. But right now he's playing along because they're going for a conquest of the Middle East. They have Israel already. It's run by satanic rulership. Everywhere you see the squirt going is run by Rome. Because the vaccine, oopsie daisy. the squirt was always from the Jesuits. Hopefully that doesn't get pulled up. So anyway, what else we got here? Yeah, okay. There's the American withdrawal from Afghanistan to let the Russians and Chinese come in. Now they've been given 72 hours to get out. They're giving them conflicting reports. It's typical of the doublespeak of this time. I mean, they're telling the Americans, if you buy a certain gate where the Taliban are coming, then you need to get out of there. But then they also say to stay put and wait for Americans, but then they're getting the troops out. So they're saying there's only around 1,000 or, low numbers, the Americans, but the American government, but the actual people in there is probably about 10,000. Now imagine what they're going through. So this is going to come to everyone, everywhere. Like this is going to build up to the point where men's hearts will fail them for fear. Not only the environmental aspects, but the political aspects as well. The Americans have made a deal to take in Afghani refugees as well as the Germans, right? Same old play they did when they took them in from Syria before. And then what happens? It creates instability in the country because they want it to go to pieces so they can bring in it's the old